Oh my gosh. If you could have just heard what happened, there was a lot of screaming. Real life. Whatever. Anyway, so 3 o'clock. I'm hoping that some of you can join me on this. If not, that's okay. This is the kind of group, it's relaxed. You do it at your own pace. You watch when you have time. And yeah, that's kind of the beauty of coaching, is it's totally your pace, your speed, your journey. You write the rules, and we're here to support you and cheer you on no matter what you want your journey to look like. So I kind of shared a little bit about me earlier today. I was kind of a hard post to write. Hi, Emily. And I don't know why, because I've shared my story. Like, if any of you know who I am, or if you're following me on social media, well, you know that I'm pretty much an open book. I like to share a lot of things. Believe it or not, I'm actually an introvert. But I find that introverts really thrive in this business because it's your journey. It's all about your journey, and I like to have a buffer. I prefer to have a buffer, and when I actually was growing up, I had this big armoire in my bedroom, and it had a huge mirror, and I would sit in front of it a lot, and I would just have conversations. I would talk. I think because I was a really anxious, nervous kid, and so I would just talk to myself. I would pretend to have conversations, and yeah. So anyway, I was talking to my sister recently. I was like, "Do you remember how I used to do that?" And she was like, "I do." I'm like, "Well, look, I've made a business out of it. It's so cool." Anyway, so you don't know me. Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm a mom of 3, like I shared earlier. I live in Yuma, Arizona. If you don't know where that is, we are on the border between, well, we're kind of right next, we are practically in Mexico, and I'm in the little tiny corner of Arizona right next to California, and that is where my family has lived for the last 14 years. So my history is, I wasn't a fit girl growing up. I didn't like organized sports. Like, I did some running, but I just never really I was so fearful. I was so anxious about being uncoordinated or being made fun of, and so it was easier just to kind of keep a low profile. And I was pretty thin, but I was one of those, I didn't have good muscle tone. Like, I was a skinny girl, but I wasn't fit. And I didn't have confidence to try something, which is really sad. One of those things I'm working on with my kids, because I want them to feel confident in the skin they're in, no matter where they're at in their journey. So anyways, I wasn't a fit girl when I was younger, and I didn't really think I had struggled with my weight at all in my early 20s until I'm looking back now, and I look at photos, and I'm like, I am an emotional eater. Like, I'm working on that right now. But I would eat my feelings. And luckily I had the metabolism of a 20-year-old, so it didn't become such a huge issue for me. Once I became a mom and kind of lost my identity, things really shifted. So growing up, I was really shy, like I kind of shared before, and I got married really young, and so I was that was kind of my identity, was I was his wife, and I was so lost, and I didn't know what my purpose was. I didn't go to college. I didn't feel like there was something I really, really wanted to do, so I was kind of just kind of floundering a little bit. I got a job with Starbucks. You hear my whole life story. I got a job with Starbucks, and I found that I loved it because it wasn't really about me. I could kind of put on the green apron and become Sarah the barista. And so I would kind of step into this personality where I could talk to people, and it was easy. It wasn't me. It was the apron. And so that became my identity. Kind of climbed my way up within my organization. I opened the first store here in Yuma, and I thought that was going to be forever. I thought I was just going to continue to promote and expand and grow my career, and about 10 years into our marriage, we decided to have our first human. And so I was like, no big deal, I got this, I'm going to have a baby, I'm going to go back to work. No big deal. Well, if you've had babies, that's not quite how it shakes out most of the time, and so I decided I want to be home. So that was the plan, and we joked I was going to be a breeder. My husband had a great job. We were really settled in Yuma and loving life, and so we had our first baby 20 months later. 20 months later? Yeah, 20 months later, we had our second, and then about 22 months later, we had our son. And it was like I breastfed until I got pregnant with the next one, and I just never could lose that weight. And I don't know, I didn't feel good in my skin, but it wasn't something that was this huge, I wasn't aware that I was lacking something until I had that third baby. And then it was well, now what? I have left Starbucks. I am their mom and his wife, and who is Sarah? And where's my time fit in? I was really struggling with this hamster wheel, the same day every single day, like Groundhog Day. And I was really feeling frustrated and stuck, and I felt so guilty because I'd always wanted to be a mom, and that's not acceptable to be I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy serving all of you. I should have been happy. But when we had the third, I pushed 200 pounds and it didn't just come off because I'm a curvy girl. It didn't just come off, and I was finally like, screw this. Like, I'm so unhappy in my skin. I'm so freaking stuck. I feel suffocated. I like was angry at my husband. He was, bless his heart, he's starting to give me a hard time about, like, well, like, you have the babies. Like, when are we gonna wrestle? I'm like, I don't want to wrestle. Don't look at me. Pretty much. I was really, really unhappy in my skin. And so we wound up taking this detail. We went to New Mexico for a couple months, and there was this chick I was following on social media. And she had 3 kids just like me, and she was super fit. I mean, you could like grate cheese on her abs, and it's not my goal. It's never been my goal, but I was like, wow, like I was following her. Like, we follow people on social media, right? Because it's not so much about comparison. Sometimes it is, but sometimes you just want to feel inspired. Sometimes you want someone to believe in and be like, if they can do it, I can do it. So she was that for me. And so she bought this triple freaking stroller, and I told my husband, he came home from work, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy this triple stroller. And he was like, he didn't say anything, but I could tell. We've been married a long time. I knew what he was thinking. And so I bought the triple stroller, and because I knew he was kind of like, you spent this $400 on this triple stroller, like, you better freaking show up and do it. Hi, friend. So I started walking. I would walk with my kids every single day. It was like I had to get out of the house. I didn't know who I was. Like, we were in a new town. I didn't have friends and all this stuff. And so I was walking every day, and there were these 2 moms that would run, and they had double jogging strollers, and they would run with their babies. And I was just like superhero status. Like, I'm over here breathless, pushing my 3 kids, like feeling like a stuffed sausage in my leggings. And I wanted to be them. And so sometimes you need to see someone and be like, I can do that. If they can do that, there is no freaking reason I can't do that. So I started walking. I started walking and walking and walking. And yeah, that's how it kind of started for me. And so we moved back to Yuma, and remember sitting at like a kids jump up gym with one of my girlfriends, and she was like, oh my gosh. It was like, like mom crack. Like, I just heard this is coming to Yuma. There's this woman, and she's going to open like a stroller fitness class. And I was like, yes, I've got my triple stroller. I'm going to do this, right? So I hunted this woman down on social media. I was like, here, you're opening this thing. I want to know all about it. I want to participate. I am so stuck, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to eat. I don't know how to move my body. Like, I keep ordering these stupid DVDs. They weren't Beachbody DVDs, but they were just other DVDs that I'm like, like ballet booty. And I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. And I couldn't. I didn't have the support. I didn't have the tribe, and I didn't have the nutrition piece. And so you got to have all those pieces in order to get some traction. So she started her stroller fitness classes in the park. I freaking loved it. I showed up every single day, and I just did it. My kids would fuss and scream, and I'd be like, here's a lollipop. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. This is my time. And so that was like the line in the sand for me, where I was like, I am choosing me. I have to do something. I have to change my life, because I am growing 3 humans now. There's all these eyeballs on me, and I just felt so freaking lost, and I had to find my way. So I was going to these classes, and I loved it. I loved it. I loved the tribe. I wanted to like help inspire other women. And so I became a group exercise instructor. I know, the uncoordinated, unfit girl becomes, all these self-limiting beliefs coming out right now, became a group exercise instructor. And there's UPS outside my house. Are they bringing me a package right now? I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. Anyway, so I became a group exercise instructor and started teaching these classes, and I loved it because it was like there were rules I had to follow, but I could like put my spin on it, and I could make these women feel welcome and invited, which was something that was always missing. I think that's why I related. I loved my job at Starbucks so much because it was about that, making people feel welcome, making people feel like they belonged. And as someone that grew up never feeling like I did belong or I was welcome, like that was just like this piece of me that I freaking love. So I did it for a couple years. My kids started to outgrow the strollers, and if I'm really honest with you guys, it was an expensive hobby. So I know a few of you who are watching are group exercise instructors. You teach classes at the Y, or you already have a passion for fitness, and so I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to all of you, but like if you are doing that, it's not like you're going to create, yeah, it's nice to have a little side business, but I wanted something where I could work on my own journey, and I could be in the best shape of my life, and I could just shine the light for others and actually make some income, because I didn't want to go back to work. Like, after I'd been doing this for a while, I realized I was feral, and I could never go back to Starbucks because I don't have much of a filter, and it just wasn't my dream anymore. And so I was in this new place of trying to figure out what I was supposed to do, and I lost some weight. I'd actually lost a significant amount of weight, but I wasn't feeling super good yet still, because I didn't have the whole like self-talk thing down. I wasn't working on my nutrition. And so a girlfriend of mine, said to me, she was like, you have to come over and try this workout. You have to come to my house and try this workout and drink this shake. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No. I'm okay, thanks. I'm a group exercise instructor. I'm nationally accredited, and I don't drink protein shakes. Those are for meatheads. Like, that's not my thing. I don't need that. I'm good to go, thanks. She's like, just come over. It'll be so much fun. So I went over to her house. We did T25, and in 25 minutes, I was like, holy crap, that was a hard workout. She made me her superfood shake that wasn't just a protein shake, and I was kind of like, I was hooked, but I didn't want to admit it. So, I kept her at a little bit of distance. I was like, I don't know about this. I got to think about it. I wound up ordering a challenge pack, which is something, if you don't know what that is, we'll talk about that later. But basically, it was like a workout and my first order of Shakeology. And I didn't want to like it. Like, I wanted to love it, but at the same time, I was like, I got this. Like, there's a pride issue, right? I'm like, I can handle this. I'm teaching classes. Like, of course, like, I'm in a different place with my fitness journey. I can master this. I could just share about what I'm doing on Instagram and inspire other women. Like, I didn't understand the whole picture of it. And so it took me a year of like doing this. I was doing PiYo, which is a Pilates yoga hybrid. I was doing that and I was drinking my shakes, and I was watching other people on social media that were just like killing it. And I was like, who are these women? Like, there's these women and they're so inspiring and they've made this their business. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. And my girlfriend who'd introduced me to it, she wasn't really, she was just leading with her heart, like, just, this is awesome, I think you would love it, but she didn't really have an understanding of what exactly it all was. So I wound up, after a year of loving it and preaching about it and like telling all my friends, like, you should try this, like, I love it. I didn't understand that I could actually help other people get started and that I could create some income on the side, right? So I wound up, it took me a year, hemming and hawing, doubting myself, like, what if I suck? What if I fail? What if people misinterpret what I'm doing and they think that I'm just out to like make a buck? Like, I had all this fear and all this doubt and stuff, and I wound up, finally, my husband was like, who cares what other people think? Like, who cares what other people think? Who cares if it's your own journey, right? I'm like, my own words coming back at me. I was like, yeah, you're right. He's like, so just do it and see what you think. If it's not for you, well, then you can quit. And I was like, yeah. But as soon as I signed up, I was like, oh my God, I love this. I love this. Once I realized all about like the tribes and the support and how there's somebody for everyone, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to attract the people who don't vibe with me. That's okay. There's somebody else for them. And so that's the beauty of what we do as coaches, is that we're just normal people. Like, you don't have to be a group exercise director. You don't have to have lost whatever weight you're trying to lose, or maybe you're trying to bulk up, or whatever is your goal. Like, whatever is your goal is perfectly okay. This is going to be your speed, your journey. And so maybe you decide you just want extra accountability. Maybe you decide you just need some guidance with your fitness and your nutrition, and you're like open to a discount, because hashtag duh, who doesn't want to save money? But maybe you're like me and you have a nudge where you want to shine the light for others and you want to help other women reconnect with who they're supposed to be and find their purpose and live their best life. And I just love it. I love it so much. I would do it. I'll do this forever. Like, this is truly my calling. And so if it's not something that you truly love, well, then you won't have, it's like anything in life. If it's not something you really, really love, you're not going to have success at it. So I'm sharing my story in here, and hopefully you hear pieces of yourself in it. It truly is, if I could tell you one thing, it's just to have an open mind and just see what you see over the next few days. We're not here to convince you. Totally not what I'm into. I'm not here to convince you or try and sell you anything. I just share my real. I share my real. I share my hard. I share my triumphs, and we encourage each other. We shine that light for one another. We hold each other accountable, and we love each other, because I know, and I'm sure you know, how hard it is to be a woman in our culture. Like, we have this ideas of what you should look like, especially after you have a baby, and it's so easy to get lost and to like hold yourself to these unnecessarily high standards that they're just impossible if you have the DNA of most humans. Like, if you're Wonder Woman and you're over there grating your cheese for tacos tonight on your abs, well, then I'm high-fiving you, but that's just not me, and that's not my goal. My goal is to show up every single day and be better than I was yesterday, and to know that some days are going to really freaking be hard, and some days I'm going to struggle, but I'm going to show up for me because I'm worth the effort. And when I first started this, it was really, I had to do it for my family. Like, I didn't really believe in myself. I wanted something to change. I knew something had to change, but I didn't know where to begin. I didn't know how to start. And so this is just so freaking amazing, because it's like everything you need. It's the support, it's the nutrition guidance, it's the like awesome kick-ass workouts, whatever your jam, and it's all rolled up into one. And whatever you choose to do with it, that's totally your call because you're the driver of your bus. So this whole thing is your journey. It's your journey, and it's going to be whatever you need it to be. Do you see that? It's going to be whatever you need to be, whatever you need it to be, and there's so much power in that when you decide that I don't have to be just like that person, or my journey doesn't have to look just like hers. It's mine. It's mine, and it's imperfect, and it's messy, but it's exactly what it's supposed to be. And so I think that becoming a coach and working on becoming me, working on becoming the best version of me every single day, it has definitely trickled out into all areas of my life where I used to be a perfectionist and I used to have really unrealistic expectations. And that's something I still kind of struggle with, but I've gotten a lot better, and I give myself grace more freely, and more importantly, I'm teaching them that life isn't perfect, and it's not supposed to be perfect. And if it is perfect, if you are checking every single box, you're probably missing out on a whole lot of joy and a whole lot of fun along the way. And so I don't know why we can't have it all. Like, we'll be perfect, but why can't you celebrate your journey? Why can't you show up your best every single day? Why can't you celebrate the fact that you did 10% of something versus focusing on the 90% you didn't do? And that's where most of us default. So I'm excited to share more about my journey, to share more about how all this works, and to see some of the other epic ladies inside of our tribe kind of share their journey. And we want to hear from you. So if there's some fear that you have, or some objection, or some worry like me, like am I going to have to sell? Is there some kind of quota? Like all that weird stuff we have, this is the perfect place. Huh?
I'm going to start snacking up on blueberries.
Okay, cool. He's going to have some blueberries. This is the perfect place for you to just ask whatever questions. Some of you, we've been chatting for a long time, and some of you, you're brand new to us. But ask away whatever questions you have. Don't feel like it's embarrassing, because if you're thinking about it, or you're worried about it, or you're chewing on it, well, more than likely someone else in here is as well. And be the light shiner. Be that peddler. Like, ask. Get it out there, and we'll dig into it. So I'm super excited to get to know all of you ladies over the next couple of days, and to share our stories, and to share all the epicness that awaits. So joy is in the journey, my friends. Thanks for watching and showing up, and drop a comment if you have any questions, or you can secret squirrel us a message. But I'm excited you're here. I'm excited that you're here. So we'll see what happens next. Are you excited? I am.